Lesson 4-2, Solving Quadratic Equations by Using the Graphing Calculator. Let's take a look at a problem where we could see approximately what the answer was, but we couldn't give it very good accuracy. So we know this zero is between 0 and 1. Between 0 and 1, we know there's a 0 because it went from a positive value to a negative value. And we can see that we have a 0 here between 5 and 6, somewhere between, because it went from a negative to a positive. So we're going to use a graphing calculator to help us get better accuracy. I am going to put this in y equals, so I'm going to put x squared minus 6x plus 4, and I'm going to get my graph. If you're not sure what your screen is, make sure it's standard screen. And here's the graph. I've already seen it. It's between 0 and 1 and 5 and 6. Now here's how we're going to get better accuracy. We're going to go second, calc, and then we're going to choose the menu 0, so you could just hit 2. And now what it's doing is it's asking us to be on the left side of whatever 0 we want to find. We want to find this 0. This 0 is between 0 and 1. Right now the cursor is sitting at 0, so that's okay. We're going to press enter because it's on the left side. Now there is a little triangle shown right here. Now what I want to go, it's asking to go to the right hand side. I want to go on the right hand side of this 0. Okay, so this 0 is between 0 and 1, and you can see right now my cursor is over 1, so I'm definitely on the right hand side of this 0. So I'm going to press enter, and I want you to notice there are 2 vertical lines now here, and the 0 is trapped between these 2 vertical lines, and that's what we want to allow the calculator to do. Now it's asking us for a guess, which means I can go ahead and arrow so that I'm close to where the 0 is. You can put your cursor right there and then press enter. And the calculator estimates that this is the answer. We'll round to 2 decimal places. So we're going to say that x is approximately 0.76. We have to write the squiggly lines because it's not an exact answer. We have rounded, and so has the calculator rounded. All right, now we're going to try to find this other 0. So I am going to do second calc again. I'm going to do 2 for 0, and this time I'm going to go on the left side of this point, so I'm going to get a little closer there. Now remember, our 0 is a little more than 5, so right here this number is on the left side of the number 5 point something or other. So I'm going to press enter, and you can see it creates this vertical line. Now I'm going to go on the right side of this 0. Now I know I'm sitting okay because I'm close to the number 6, and we know that this number's closer to the number 5, so I'm going to press enter, and as long as these vertical lines are trapping the 0 between them, you're good. Now it says guess, so I'm just going to do my little right arrow, and I'm going to get close to where it actually is sitting on the 0, and I press enter, and here's my estimated answer. X is approximately 5.24. So, or 5.24. And so now I have a little better accuracy about what these zeros are. Okay, let's go on to the next problem. The next problem, we don't have a graph, so let's go ahead and provide one for ourselves. We're going to go y equals, and I'm going to clear x squared minus x, and then minus 10. And then I'm going to graph. I see 2 zeros. I see a negative 0 and a positive 0. So I'm going to go through the same procedure. Second calc, choose 0, which is 2, and I want to get to the left side of this 0. So I'm going to move my cursor. I want to move it so it's on the left side of negative 3. So you see it's on the left side of negative 3, and I press enter. And now I'm going the right hand side of that number, so I'm going to get close to negative 2. So right here I'm close to the number negative 2. I'm on the right hand side of this number. The x's are on the right hand side. Press enter. Now you see those 2 vertical lines are trapping the 0. So now I'm going to go and just put my cursor close so that's kind of sitting on top of it. Press enter, and that's my estimated value. So negative 2.70. So we say x is approximately negative 2.70. Now we're going to put the 0 in because that tells me you really did look at the hundredths place, but since the number to the right of it is 1, it doesn't get to go up. All right, now I'm going to do second calc, and I'm going to go ahead and find a 0, and I'm going to go on the right hand side of my 0. So I'm going to get close to the number 3 on my x's. Okay, so right here my x is close to the number 3. Remember, the 0 is actually between 3 and 4. So I'm going to press enter, and now I'm going to go on the right hand side. I'm going to get close so that my x's are reading 4. Remember, my x is between 3 and 4, and I have a x that's 4, so that's on the right hand side. I enter. Now I've tracked my 0 between these two vertical lines. I go back to get my cursor on top, so it's really close there. Enter, and now my answer is approximately 3.70, or 3.70. Again, leave the 0 there because that tells me that you consciously looked at the hundredth spot. And this is how we use our calculator.